You like comic books?
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
I'm quite keen on comic books.
Movies.
Movies.
The movies. Stupid TV shows. TV shows.
But what are some of your favorite TV shows?
Can be enjoyed as video games, as TV shows, books, movies, the entire world. Wholeheartedly embrace the apocalypse. Let's start the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Next Issue Podcast, Sunday edition. All about the comics, all about the funny pages. Jeff, how are you?
Great. Fantastic. It rained all day yesterday.
It sure did. What a bummer.
here.
Like, I really hate when it rains on the weekend because I'm like,
Yeah.
why would I even try to go out there? It's like,
There were a few times when I was like, I grabbed my car keys to go walk to just go away.
yeah.
And then looked outside, just torrential rain. And I was just like, let's put it up. It'll be an indoors day all day today.
Yeah, one of the movies I watched was because I was stuck at home. I'll talk about it in a second, but I was waiting because kept looking at the weather app, like, okay, when's there gonna be a little gap in the rain? Because there was a
8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, there was a release of a new game this week, a new set for the trading card game that I'm playing, and I hadn't picked up my pre-order. So I was just waiting for a gap in time to go. Like, my plan was to go to Titan, pick up the rest of my comics, because I didn't get to do that during the week. I was pretty busy with work, and then go pick up my box, and then maybe try to hit up another store to see if they have any product. They probably don't. This game is really popular. I'm talking about Riftbound, the League of Legends trading card game. So yeah, but no, I just ended up going to Sanctuary real quick to my shop here close by. And quick 30-minute turnaround. Just go get my stuff and come back. So, yeah, but no rain today. We also didn't have a show today. I mean, yesterday. We do have a show today.
You're not watching this live. This is all an illusion.
But if you still want more of us, you can go check out our chat with comic creator, current writer on Fantastic Four versus Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four. We got to talk to Josh Trujillo on Tuesday evening. You can watch it on the channel. There's time codes you can skip around, but it's really, I don't know that I've ever talked about apes for so long with anyone.
They were the other fellas, Clay and our Josh, were very excited about this. They are both pretty into the apes lore.
Yeah.
I've only seen the new movies. I've not, like, as a kid I watched I probably watched the Charlton Heston ones, or those original ones, like kind of like how Josh Trujillo did, like on Saturday afternoons whenever they were on television.
Yeah.
But they never really stuck. I always thought they were boring. They were not high octane enough for me back then for me to be like, yeah, I'm into it. So I've never really gotten into them. I've never tried to revisit them as an adult. So when all three of them got really into the weeds about those first handful of movies, I was just like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'm holding on for dear life and just waiting for the conversation to pivot so I can get back into it.
The comic that I read.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but that was fun. It was a really good time. Maybe we'll have Josh back in the future. I think he's really fun to talk to too, just another nerd that gets to do like really cool stuff, right? I didn't realize that his full-time gig was writing for video games.
What a cool full-time gig.
Yeah. I always think, like, when you're a comic writer, like, that's just your job. But there's a lot of people that comics doesn't pay as well as we might imagine in our heads. Like, unless you're like I don't know, Scott Snyder or Mark Waid, and even then I don't know but I'm sure they don't have to have side gigs. Like Charles Soule chooses to be a lawyer on the side, like Daredevil.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Because I saw a TikTok where Stephanie Phillips kind of breaks down her like what she makes income wise from comics and stuff, and the books, like it's like half of where her income comes from. And the other half is just like, like it's all just pieces of the pie, kind of like where from
like going to
signatures or
conventions
conventions, and now a bigger chunk is now that she's starting to sell her like properties to license them out to like television studios or whatnot. Like she's like, that pays way more than what the comics does, but like she's just now getting into that. So it's just a matter of like, Matt Fraction splits his time writing for television. So I'm sure there's
he splits his time between Godzilla and Batman. What a place to be. Yeah, Stephanie's a good follow. I don't go on TikTok a lot, but sometimes I'll go in to edit. Their video editor is still pretty good. So I'll go in to edit a video. So you might see a video that's there for like 10 seconds and then I take it back down because I was just editing. But
like, this is not for you, TikTok.
Yeah, because we're mutuals, like her stuff will pop up, and I love the light bullying that her and Charles Soule are doing of Chip Zdarsky. Yeah, because now they're all Daredevil writers. It's very light, but it's really funny. I guess they had a Marvel Summit or something this week because a lot of the creators were in New York.
Yeah, that's why I really like following them, because then you get to see like what's going on behind the scenes a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that.
Sometimes they choose not to put that across different platforms because you don't really see, like, that's all on TikTok. I think she doesn't really post a lot of that stuff in other places. I wonder what I mean, it's a lot. It's a big hassle too to do all that, but
yeah.
All right. Speaking of Marvel, speaking of the summit, let's talk about big news this week. Jeff, every week we got to talk about Spider-Man in some form or fashion. But this
Spidey
week,
corner.
This week I don't know if it's like if it's exciting news. So there is an announcement from Marvel, and I'll pull up some visuals. A new series, Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day comic series returns to Spidey's most celebrated era. That's an interesting statement, I think. So I don't know, Jeff. Let's talk about that real quick. Were you reading Spider-Man back then? Did you get into the Brand New Day of it all?
No, I have not read Spider-Man in over 25 years on a regular basis, and I loved the Straczynski run, the late 90s, early 2000s. I dropped out when editorial got involved, and that's when editorial started pushing the where Norman had illegitimate kids with Gwen Stacy, and that because they pulled up an old I guess in the comics Gwen went overseas for like a little bit and then came back, whatever. But then they retconned that with Gwen went overseas to go have babies. And I was just like, that's too far. I don't know what you're thinking there. So I kind of dumped out after that. And then I think the stories were that came from editorial, and Straczynski wasn't really wild about that. But anyway, and it was right after that they did Civil War came out, and then they did the
unmasking.
The unmasking, and then they undid the wedding, and after, like, I dumped out. I was pretty upset by that. So and then Brand New Day came along, and I read the article that you posted, and it sounded and the blurb was like the fan favorite, everybody loves this, the Brand New Day, and I was like, I don't remember if everybody loved it or not. So I went back and looked at like I went and looked at like Amazon reviews for like the trades of Brand New Days, and everybody, those were all positive, but I'm trying to remember in the moment, were people crazy about Brand New Day?
I don't think so. I remember I went back and read when I was reading the Straczynski stuff, I just kind of read it in little arcs. I didn't read everything, but I remember very vividly I read the Civil War, the issues, the Civil War tie-in issues for Spider-Man. And then I think there were maybe some House of M issues before that or after. I don't remember which one's first. And then the Back in Black, which is like right before the One More Day stuff, because the Kingpin shoots Aunt May. I don't think he kills her, but he he gets somebody to shoot Aunt May, and Spider-Man goes to the prison, and like that Back in Black is really cool. And then I, unlike a lot of people, I like One More Day because I don't have the 30-year baggage of we got to get these guys together. Like I've always, yeah, Mary Jane's probably been the one I associate most closely with Peter, but it's not like I needed them to be together. So I don't mind One More Day, but then by the time I started reading, it was actually Superior Spider-Man. So I do like, that's where I kicked off, and I read Spider-Man through all of Dan Slott, pretty much all the way, like everything, like through all the reboots, Marvel Now, Marvel New Now, whatever they were called. Yeah, I was there for all the Spider-Verse stuff. So, but I don't. But this was like a couple years into the Brand New Day stuff, right? So
yeah. The blurb. So I went and researched. Now, is this one of their Marvel? Like this is we're in that time frame, or is it like we brought back this team? And
that's what I don't. It doesn't seem to be clear because, and here's where things get messy, and maybe people can let us know in the comments or in the chat if they're reading The Amazing Spider-Man. But from the last thing I read, Hellgate, that villain that Joe Kelly had Peter face off and lose against, has banished Peter from Earth. Peter's not on Earth right now. He is somewhere else. He's in space doing space shenanigans. And he's not allowed to come back to Earth under penalty of Hellgate destroying the Earth. So, like, I don't know if they're gonna and that felt to me like it was a setup for a long story. Now maybe Marvel changed their minds and they're like, oh, the movie's coming out. We need to get Peter back in the suit. We need to get Peter back on Earth. I mean, and this Patrick Gleason cover, like that gives a lot of Tom Holland, I think, right? Like it's not photorealistic or anything, but just the vibe. I feel like even the kind of look to him. So, so I don't know. The article doesn't really specify either.
I'll put it this way. I'm mildly interested, which is pretty good for a Spider-Man book these days for Marvel, a 616 Spider-Man book. Because I like Dan Slott. I liked his run on, I know some people really hate Dan Slott for reasons, but, I really liked his Fantastic Four run. He did something right before that I kind of enjoyed too. Where I'm like, he's entertaining.
He did the infamous Iron Man.
I don't know what else I've read.
The one where Dr. Doom was Iron Man, I think.
I read a little bit of that, but that's not what I'm thinking of. Anyway, anything I've ever read by Dan Slott has been pretty entertaining. He's not somebody that I need to go out and buy. Like I picked up, he's writing that Superman book, Superman Unlimited right now. I picked up the first issue and I was just like, I don't really need to read any of the rest of this. So I can take or leave Dan Slott. I'll probably give it a shot unless it's a period piece. If it's like this is a 6-issue whatever, and it's just because we need to get Peter on Earth for the movie, so we have something in the stores for the movie, then I might skip it. Then I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know if I need to read that.
Yeah. So,
but if it's bringing Peter back to something that I might be interested in, then I might be interested.
Interesting you bring up Superman, because I really thought when Dan Slott was kind of announced to do that he was going to do a full thing over at DC, but maybe not. Maybe plans change. I don't know. Maybe Marvel's like, but we have Spider-Man and you love Spider-Man. And people associate you with Spider-Man. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there, because I really thought it was going to be more than just the Superman series.
Maybe they were like, hey, if we can get Ryan North to come and do a Fantastic Four, we'll give you Dan Slott for one Spider-Man story back. And Marvel was like, deal.
Yeah. Oh, for the Flash? Yeah.
For the Flash, yeah.
So let me talk about the rest of the team. So this Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day, it looks like it's going to be it's a completely new comic series coming in May. Written by Dan Slott, as we've talked about. Drawn by artist Marcus Toe, with covers by Phil Jimenez. And then the series will also include backup stories by Marcos Martin. So that's pretty interesting. And then the
I
premise
mean,
of
honestly,
it-
you might win me over with those Marcus Martin backup
I might
stories
just pick
too.
it up because of the Phil Jimenez covers. Ain't gonna lie. I think we get to see that here. I'll swing. Let's see. I think I don't know if this is just interior art. It looks like so.
Yeah,
I thought we might have a Jimenez cover, but I like Mark Costell though. I like his art. I think it really fits the character. Look at him swinging away
yeah.
with the tablet.
I really like the art too. I feel like again, this is kind of my bigger issue with Marvel. Marvel has a very distinct house style going right now.
Mhm.
That they're not really like, they don't deviate from it too much. Even the ones that do, like the current Avengers artist does not look like the normal Marvel house style, but it's still very clean. All of Marvel stuff I think looks the same right now.
At least on their big books, like the
At least
flagship
on their
books,
big books.
like X-Men, Avengers, and Spider-Man. I
Yeah.
definitely agree that they're trying to get, well, except for our friend JR. He's his own.
He's his
His
own.
own whole thing. But yeah, I think a lot of those main books definitely feel very same-ish. Not same as the art is the same, but just like the vibes from the art are the same. But the premise of this, Spider-Man discovers one of the most valuable items the Kingpin, aka Wilson Fisk, possesses, the lexicon, which I'm assuming is that tablet he's running around with.
Yeah.
It's the directory of the Kingpin's criminal enterprise and could destroy the criminal landscape in New York City. Spider-Man's goal when he takes it, Fisk isn't the only person that wants the lexicon. Mr. Negative would love his competitor's secret information, but also Frank Castle, the Punisher himself. So yeah, we have a little.
Daredevil probably wanted it as well.
Well,
Where's
is it
Daredevil
in
in all
Braille?
this?
Is it in Braille?
Is it in Braille? That's right.
Otherwise,
Good point.
it's kind of useless to Matt. You know.
You don't need it.
So yeah, I think the best thing those games, the Insomniac games for the PlayStation ever did was like make Mr. Negative like a cool villain. I feel.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I don't remember hearing so much about this guy until those games came out, and
Oh,
now
he's
he's like everywhere.
Yeah, I'd never heard of him before the games.
Yeah,
So-
so and maybe he didn't exist before the game, so I don't know. So either way, this looks cool. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I mean, it'll be coming out in May. Maybe there's I wonder if for comics giveaway day or whatever they're calling it, there'll be a little Spider-Man story.
And Spider-Man, the next movie comes out in July.
I believe
July?
that's correct. Yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, I mean, we're always here to check. We want Spider-Man comics to be good. I hope
We
that.
definitely want Spider-Man comics.
I
to
hope
be good.
that is clear to all the viewers.
I get the vibes that this is one of those period pieces that they've been doing, where it's like Rogue in the Savage Land, or like a very specific moment that they can call back to, and not a shift in. Because then I would just bring back. I would just be like, "Hey, they're coming back to Amazing. Like this team is coming back to Amazing Spider-Man."
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Spectacular Spider-Man's usually been its own kind of little thing, right? Like usually tells its own stories. Very similar to like how Detective just very focused on specific type of stories. So maybe that's what they're trying to do here. Maybe this is the Detective Comics for Spider-Man.
This is the new one. They've got plenty of Spider-Man titles they could play with.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the stuff we've been watching. I do want to check in, Jeff. How's the Olympics going? I know you don't have anything written down, but how's the US doing?
I've learned a lot about curling. That's pretty cool. Again, it's my 4-year relearning about curling. I really like the snowboarding, where all 4 of them go down at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what it's called, but I saw one where it's kind of like you're on just this little board and you just throw yourself down a tunnel and you go as fast as you can. What's that one called?
Yeah, skeleton. It's called skeleton. And you're going face first, like down the thing.
Crazy. Because I saw somebody had like a Venom helmet. And I was like, whoa. But just watching them, like, they're talking about like going 80 miles an hour. Like, there is no protection. It's just you on this little board and like a sheet of ice.
I gotta. I'm like, if you want to know what Superman feels like that's got to be the closest thing to it.
That's how they recorded.
You were just flying down the ice.
That's how they recorded David Cornsweet in those shots.
Yeah.
Leonard Kim watching the Olympics, consuming his life right now. So good, Leonard Kim. Get your money worth out of that Peacock subscription.
I was 100% going to cancel Peacock right after the holidays because I associate Peacock with the holidays because the first year I had Peacock, they were showing Hallmark movies, and I think they've since stopped doing that. But I always get it for like the parade and stuff, and I'll just, whatever holiday specials. And NBC is usually pretty good at holiday stuff. And then I was going to cancel, and then they reminded me, hey, but we have the Olympics. And I was like, yeah, I got to watch those Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Do they still show?
They still show Hallmark. I believe that's Clay on Twitch. Yeah, they have a channel for Hallmark. There you go.
I got to go back and check.
Yeah, that's Clay on Twitch. He's trying to still hang out with the youth. Hello, fellow kids. Yeah, so anything else, any other highlights? I did see that animation as we thought, as we described on last week's show, was definitely AI because the rings.
Did they suss it out?
Well, okay. The rings were the wrong color in the wrong order. Like, it's a very specific pattern that the rings have, right?
I don't understand how we put so much faith in AI when it's so stupid. Like, it makes the dumbest mistakes. And
I think the problem is that it doesn't care, right? It doesn't care that it's like, you want rings? Here you go. There's some rings. There's 6 onion rings.
You were not specific enough.
It doesn't have the nuance to be like if I tell you, Jeff, I need you to draw the Olympic rings, you're gonna be like, well, I either have to look for and you obviously have access to what do you call it, to look at this stuff, right? You're just gonna copy it straight up. This is like, no, Olympic rings, say less. And then just gonna take all the information it has about Olympic rings and be like, here we go. And you're gonna get like some fried onion rings from Jack in the Box or something.
The one ring that rules them all.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern ring.
Yeah, it's just gonna be rings from all over pop culture.
Just all the rings. A Super Bowl ring. I think AI is secretly like 60% just a bunch of guys from India that are like, you type the thing in and it actually just goes to a whole group of like just cheap labor from India, and then they're like
Waymo, like one of those self-driving cars. I think there's people actually in the background, like they've talked about.
Yeah, Waymo has.
Yeah, there's people there to make corrections or whatever they call it, but
which is funny because they don't have driver's license. I doubt that they have driver's licenses.
Yeah, they're gonna start treating it like GTA.
Yeah, they're all 14-year-olds playing GTA.
Right.
Is what Waymo is.
That's Waymo. All right, I went on a bender for movies, but I'm not gonna get too deep into it. I'm just gonna tell you what I watch. You can follow me on Letterboxd to get a little bit more detail. And these are all mainly from Netflix. I was telling Jeff before we started, my YouTube algorithm's all kind of messed up, and I don't want to just watch podcasts. Is what really has come up to the top of my feed, because I do listen to a few podcasts weekly, and now it wants me to listen to more. But so I'll go to Netflix and be like, all right, well, at this point, I'd rather watch a movie. So I watched the movie Homefront. That's a Jason Statham movie where he has to confront some meth dealers. The meth dealers are played by the main meth dealer is played by James Franco. What a product of its time, this movie. But it's Jason Statham. So like, I love Jason Statham. Like, I'll watch all his movies may be the same, but I'll watch him anyways because I like him. I like watching him kick ass.
If I were to get somebody, if I could write down, I don't know how many movies Jason Statham has, but a generic description of every single Jason Statham movie, would you be able to be like, oh, that's the Beekeeper. Oh, that's this one. Oh, that's Transporter. Oh, that's Transporter 3. Oh, that's
I would need to know.
That could be.
There's always. It's
I
like
need to
when you're
research
doing
this.
improv.
This might be a
you're
future
at-
game.
Yeah, it's like when you're at an improv show and somebody says, "Yell out a situation" or whatever. I would need to know the suggestion, and then they kind of go from there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's he's hiding out somewhere like in Louisiana or something. So it's really funny.
I'm already foreseeing the game. Is it Statham? Is it Liam Neeson, or is it, I don't know who the third one would be. Who is in this movie? Is it Gerard Butler? You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, perfect. That's actually really good. Because I would love that game. All right. And then I stayed in the South. I watched a movie called Mississippi Grind. This is an A24 film with Ben Mendelsohn. And you will never guess this second person. The pairing to this movie is, do you have a guess?
Carrot Top.
No, but it's close. Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, okay.
I didn't even know Ryan Reynolds did A24 films. But yeah, it's about gambling. It's about Ben Mendelsohn is this poker player, and he's really dug himself in a hole. And Ryan Reynolds shows up to be his lucky charm, and they go down the Mississippi grind to try to make some money all the way to New Orleans. Yeah, it's great. I love Ben Mendelsohn. Like even just watching him fall apart and get it really tells you a lot about the dangers of gambling.
I hear it's dangerous.
I mean, I guess it's only dangerous if you're bad at it. Then
was the movie brought to you by DraftKings? This movie is brought to you by DraftKings.
I'll tell you the one that I did watch another movie that could have been sponsored by DraftKings. I also watched Dante's Peak because it's leaving Netflix soon, so I was like, I might as well throw it on. All I gotta say is Volcano is still the better film for me.
Oh, easily.
Out of the two Volcano movies,
how do you make a James Bond versus a Volcano movie boring?
Right? Okay, because I hear a lot of people say that this is the better film, and I'm like, no, you spend like the whole first 45 more minutes of it, like with them trying to be like, is it a real volcano? Is it really gonna like? I don't care about the city council, although maybe I should. Maybe now, maybe today's climate, we should spend more time in this whole agency that is in charge of just like monitoring volcanoes. I don't even know if that exists anymore. Probably not.
Yeah,
this is one guy in a room. This is one guy in a room following people on Twitter, seeing where the earthquakes are. Just following the hashtag earthquake.
Just somebody with his ear to the ground, hoping.
Yeah. We do need more volcano movies. I agree with Clay. And then I watch. I saw.
Well, real quick before we move on from Dante's Peak, I will say about that movie because I watched a little bit of it not too long ago because I was like I had forgotten about I don't remember anything because Volcano I'll watch every few years just because
same,
it's a fun movie. Dante's Peak I don't know, it's been I don't know how long it's been since I watched it, but I will be like now that little town, Dante, whatever that town is that they're trying to evacuate, it might be racist as hell, but it is pretty because it is, a beautiful Pacific Northwest. And I'm just like, I want to go there. It's full of white people. And back in the day, it probably was. But the
mayor is also the barista at the town. Linda Hamilton plays both. She runs the coffee shop and she's the mayor. I don't think towns like that exist anymore.
They all just got destroyed by volcanoes.
They just got built like a data center built next to it or something, which is a worse fate than a volcano.
The volcano.
You can recover from a volcano. You can't recover from
all your water's gone. Yeah, it's all spoiled.
All right, next we stayed in the South. I saw Alec Baldwin on the thumbnail, and I was like, "Oh, this is a Rob Reiner film." The guys told me to watch more Rob Reiner films. So I watched Ghost of Mississippi. Whoopi Goldberg's in this as well. Now this one's a little more serious, probably a good watch since it is Black History Month. It's based on a true story about uh, James Woods, not James Woods. Like, I mean, he's the one that's the actor portraying this character, but just this racist man kills an activist, a civil rights activist, and there's 2 mistrials, and then 25 years later, Alec Baldwin and the DA office in Mississippi decide to try the case one more time. It was a good watch. I mean, definitely very, very tonally different from everything else that I watched this week. So yeah, I recommend it. It's on Netflix. Rob Reiner makes good movies. He knows how people talk and how to emote, and I think he's very good at that.
And you get to scratch Mississippi off your watching a movie from each state list. So
yeah, for 2 years in a row, because I got both. Now, funny enough, Mississippi Grind, not to give too much away, it's the name of a horse.
Oh, okay.
So Clay, go watch Stand By Me. I don't want to watch just the hits, Clay. I want to watch the nitty gritty. I want to watch the bottom of the list of Rob Reiner's filmology, right? I've never heard, I didn't even know he was when I put this on, I didn't know it was his movie until the thing came on and said, oh, this is a Rob Reiner film. I was like, all right, well, good. Checks out a couple things off the boxes. So, all right. Next, real quick, the one movie would be sponsored by DraftKings. 2 for the money. This is Al Pacino, Matthew McConaughey, sports gambling. They should remake this movie, but I don't know who they would have. Maybe Timothy Chalamet would be the Matthew McConaughey character, and maybe Matthew McConaughey could be the Al Pacino character.
Oh, there you go.
They should make like a sequel, like Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. They should just do that. Remember how they made a sequel to Wall Street? So yeah, that one it was okay. I can't recommend it. And then the other movie that I'm watching, I haven't finished it. I'm like 20 minutes away. The Miracle Season. It's about a volleyball team that their captain passes away right as the season's starting, and now it's up to the coach and the rest of the team to win the state one more time.
For the Gipper.
Ellen Hunt is the coach, and Erin Moriarty is the main teenage girl that loses her friend from The Boys.
Who's the actor?
Erin Moriarty. She's Starlight in The Boys.
Oh, okay, in The Boys.
I was like,
you said The Voice, and I was like, The Voice.
No. It's she's The Voice. It's Ariana Grande. it's Reba McEntire. Reba McEntire coaches a group of young girls.
I would watch the heck out of that. Now you've sold me. Y'all, we need to win this volleyball game.
Yeah. It's I'm surprised I hadn't seen this film, but it was like as soon as I saw Erin Moriarty, I was like, oh, she looks so familiar, and I couldn't place her because this is like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. So I was like, yeah. So, but it was good. Yeah, can we not? Yeah, but you got to have the whole Reba cast be on the movie, like Melissa. I forget her last name, but she's in all the Reba shows. You got to have the whole.
Oh yeah. You got to have all of them.
So, and then the last thing, something that maybe you have a history with, the original version. I watched the first episode of The Burbs. This is the new a new show on Peacock with her name just escaped me.
Yeah, me too. Because I'm very curious about the show and I'd like to see it.
Hold on.
Shout
it out, Clay. What's the name of the actress I'm thinking? Keke Palmer.
Hot One Zone, Keke Palmer.
Yeah. My personal pick to play Rogue, Keke Palmer. I don't know. This show is weird tonally. I don't know anything about the original Burbs.
I've never seen the original Burbs.
Okay.
And I need to watch it.
Yeah, so I watched the first one. It's full of people that I think are really funny.
Yeah.
So maybe
it's got a great cast.
Yeah. So yeah, but Clay would just want. I don't have time, Clay. I can either watch the new stuff or go back and watch the old stuff, and you're not gonna like.
Clay,
yeah, you're not gonna like.
Is just banging on his keyboards right now as we.
Yeah. That's why Clay couldn't be on the show because he broke his keyboard the last time I told him I was watching.
Who's Tim Burton?
Exactly.
Yeah, just random things that would drive.
Oh,
Clay
the Planet
nuts.
of the Apes guy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Planet of the Apes guy.
All right, well that's all I've watched. While Jeff spent hours and hours watching the Olympic Games, I watched this.
I was watching people do flips in the cold, and it's hard to like. The thing that gets me is I don't like the cold. Like we live in Texas, and it's cold for in total out of the year. It's maybe 1 month is actually really cold. Maybe if you total up all the random days throughout the year. And it's hard for me to operate in the cold. So imagining going 80 miles an hour and having to make these little micro adjustments so that you don't go careening into a wall of ice, or just, flipping up in the air and doing like 3 spins before you land in more snow, like all that stuff. I'm just like, I can't. And you're like in a big bulky clothes and stuff. I'm just like, I don't want any part of that for me physically, but I'll watch it all day long. Yeah.
Before we get into comics, one thing I picked up a new book this week after I finished my last book. I am probably like 2/3 of the way of what's it called? Damn it. I want to get the title completely right. And big shout out to Josh, because he's the one that recommended me getting a library card from Houston. And they have so much stuff in that library. I'm reading Becky Lynch's book, The Man Not Your Average Girl. I'm 2/3 of the way through. And you know what the cool thing is about reading a wrestling book? There comes a time in their career where you can start watching the matches that she's talking about. Mm-hmm. So what I've been doing is I'll get to a certain chapter and she starts talking about a match, and I'll go look it up on YouTube. And because these are old, like, WWE puts everything on YouTube right after anyways at some point. Yeah. So like I'm finding a lot of these matches. So like I've been going back and watching some of their NXT stuff, and it is weird how much she's changed in the last 10 years and even before that. Like she talks about, there was one match with somebody hit her in the face. Maybe Charlotte hit her in the face, and like she broke a nerve, or she displaced a nerve in her face. So there's a period of time where she's got like this, like her face is kind of off a little bit, like her mouth is a little, and you can kind of like I was watching an old video, and now with that knowledge, like, because you never know, like, is it just the accent? But you can tell there's something wrong with her mouth if you see some other videos. So really interesting. I'm about to get to the big WrestleMania main event where her, Charlotte, and Ronda main event. And I didn't realize that I was at one of her matches for WrestleMania, like her first WrestleMania match, because it was here in Dallas. So that was cool. So yeah, it's great. And she reads everything. She does voices for other people, which is really funny. I will say, I guess, I haven't read many books by wrestlers, which now I kind of want to go read some of the Mankind stuff. I know he's got a few books out.
I've read the first Mankind book.
Yeah.
And I read the Rock's book, I think.
I wonder, she relies a lot on using references to wrestling that I know because I'm a wrestling fan, but I wonder how do people that are not as deep in like, she'll make a Shawn Michaels reference, and you're like, well, that makes sense as a writer if you know who Shawn Michaels is and the whole backstory. But if I'm just a regular person off the street that doesn't know who Shawn Michaels is, so I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a regular person off the street if you're gonna be buying Becky's book though, like without at least trying to get some knowledge of wrestling. Yeah,
I mean, it was a bestseller, which I don't know if that is a real thing or if this is just a title that they could put on things.
I do think that the bestseller, I feel like since there was like a small collapse of the book industry that has since kind of turned itself around, but I think that the bestseller like thing, like it's not as hard to earn as one would think. Like it's like you still have to sell a lot of books.
Yeah.
Like it's not an easy task, but when you start talking about the upper echelon of like, you're just like, oh, is that like, you know, when you think about these numbers, I'm always like when I heard the number to become a bestseller, I was just like, I felt like it had been more than that. But
And I guess it's also the New York Times bestseller, which is like, who said the New York Times was like the bar?
yeah,
I missed
exactly.
that part. I missed that boat. But yeah, it's pretty good. I should get it done if I can drive out today. I could probably get it done. I think I got like 2 hours left in it. Big shout out to the Houston Library, because my library didn't have it, but they did. I had it on hold. It took me like maybe a month to get it. I even had to put it back because I was listening to another book that I had borrowed from the library, and I was like, well, I don't want to lose you get it for like 14 days or something.
Oh, okay.
Because there's people online. I think there was like 2 people online for me to borrow it before I borrowed it, and then I let one more person skip ahead. But yeah, it's pretty good. The one book I did see is on hold by a lot of people is Wuthering Heights. I didn't realize that was a book. I guess a lot of people they're not good enough with the film. I kind of want to check it out before watching the movie. I don't know.
I feel like that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Is that Emily Bronte?
Mhm.
I believe it's one of the Brontes.
Yeah.
I've never read it either. I mean, I would just go pick it up in a paperback.
Yeah, and there's like
They're not
3
making
versions
paperback
of it.
books anymore. That's what I heard. Even though we're not like small what they call pocket-sized paperbacks, the tiny ones, they are no
Like the
longer going to
compact
be
comic.
publishing those. Yeah, which I find very sad.
I want my.
I don't
Choco
like
Black
them.
book.
I actually hate reading paperback comic or paperback books. I don't like the small sizes. I prefer trade paperbacks, but just the idea that they're not going to be available anymore makes me sad.
Yeah. I think also a lot of books publishers are like, we need to invest in those really nice fancy books because people now are also collecting them because of audiobooks. Like the books that I'm buying, I want them to have them on the shelf. Like, this is what I've read, you know, like like a trophy, like a hunter, you know, I'm craving and I need something on my wall to display.
Oh, that's
right.
The Martian.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Ryan Gosling's head up on my wall for Project Hail Mary. All right, enough about not comic books related stuff. Let's talk about comics. Now, Jeff, you have a few things from prior weeks. You want to tell us a little bit about that? Because I also have stuff to say about those.
Yes. First off, I did finally finish reading Dork, which I'm glad I got a copy because apparently it sold out like hotcakes after like the day after the release, a couple of days after.
Yep.
Something about this went viral and it went nuts. And I think I saw a TikTok where it was selling for like $80 on eBay or something.
Do you know
like
what
that.
it was? Because I mean, I like the book, but I didn't find it to be like, I don't know, like groundbreaking or anything. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was, for me, it was it's barbaric. It's a slightly tamer version than the barbaric book that I rave about all the time. Excuse me.
I like that we coughed at the same time, so we had to
just dead air.
yeah. I don't know why Dork. I mean, let me do a quick search, but tell me about the book while I do that.
Yeah, so Dork follows a half dwarf, half orc character in a land. It just sort of looks like an island, look like England, but right down the middle of the island is a place called the Scar. On one half of the island is like the good side, the other half is the dark side, and the Scar is where these two forces are always battling. It is a place of loss and death and all the other bad stuff. And here's where we find Dork, who is half dwarf, half orc, and his talking shield, which is a possessed shield with a giant eyeball. And there's a prophecy that says the Dork will bring the end to the world. And so now these, and Dork is just, it feels like a, let me see. I was trying to find a like, it's very cartoony looking. You know, it feels like almost like one of those old school animated kind of movies.
Yeah.
it kind of feels like Feral or Beneath the Trees, where it's like it gives cutesy kid, but it's for a slightly older audience. It's not as adult as like Barbaric is, but it's like a good solid PG-13. And it's a lot of fun. It's very funny. But again, I don't know why it went super crazy. And like the first issues were going for like, 60, 70, $80 on eBay. Like there's a small part of me that's like, well, I'll sell it for $80 and go get the second print somewhere, whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I already read it. We have a preview from Image. But I don't know why. Yeah, I'm looking on Reddit, which I hate looking on Reddit for stuff. But yeah, no, it seems like people just had FOMO.
Really
and they wanted to get into it.
Yeah. The other, and I liked it. I'll put it on my pull list. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna. It's not blowing. It didn't blow my mind like something like Assorted Crisis Events does every week or whatever. It was just a really solid read.
Yep.
The other book I finally picked up because I missed it on the week that it came out, but my comic shop got it, is the final issue of The Guy in the Chair. I really enjoy this book. I do. It does feel like a book that was written like maybe they had tried to pitch it as a movie or a TV show and it didn't quite go out, so they pivoted to a comic, or they're doing the comic to hope to turn it into some kind of TV show or whatever, movie or whatever. But it's a lot of fun. Just a really good, solid 4-issue story. Your basic spy stuff,
My one complaint is that I feel like it could have used one more issue to build out the world a little bit, actually, which normally is not the case. Normally books overstay their welcome, but not this one.
I could have used another issue. I could have, or like an extended issue with one of them, maybe.
Yeah.
A couple of oversized issues to kind of get a little bit more story out of it. But yeah, it was overall, it was pretty good.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get to this week's stuff. What would you like to start, Jeff?
Sure. Start off with a banger. Bleeding Hearts #1, The Return of Vertigo. My official Return of Vertigo. This is by Denise Camp and Stepan Morian. It's about zombies. Everybody loves a good zombie story. And one of the zombies, like, their heart starts beating again. How crazy is that? The previews of this, I really like Stepan Morian's art, but this is gross. There's a little bit of it, like, they've got, zombies with flowers and mushrooms growing out of their bodies and stuff. And I was a little worried that I was going to be like a little too grossed out by this book, because I really like Denise Camp. But as I got into it, I was like, okay, I got into it, and it's pretty good. I don't know. It's a big setup issue, so I don't know what to make of it yet, actually.
So I will say, I think I read the book. I think it's an interesting story. I mean, I like warm bodies, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But this is my same issue I had with when Denise Camp and Stefan did 20th Century Men. I could not get into the art. Like, it's really, like you said, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of gross, and I don't know, it didn't vibe with me. Like, so I don't know if I might try to revisit this later on, but because I do like Denise Camp's writing, and I think he's doing something fun. Like, I like the characters. It's just some of the stuff got really weird and really gross, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do this for every month.
It feels like a Vertigo, like an old school Vertigo book. Like,
for sure,
the Vertigo books for me were always, because I'm just like an action, happy-go-lucky summer movie enjoying simpleton, and so some of those Vertigo books were like, this is too heady for me. Like, I like it for a little bit, but I can't do it for an ongoing. Like, it's just too much. So we'll see, but it has that definite feel, that vibe of like that I used to get from some of those old Vertigo books, where I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know if this is for me, but I understand there's something here. It's just not for me.
Yeah. Yep. Same. Okay. Well, I'm going to go in a completely different direction, where Vertigo is this cool indie, like, publisher, like the stories. I'm gonna go into the big corporate machine that is Star Wars. Jar Jar number one. This was so cool. This is written by Mark Guggenheim and Ahmed Best, who is the actor who originally portrayed Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, that's
he later
cool.
on also portrayed Kelleran Beck in The Mandalorian, who is the Jedi that saved Baby Grogu from Order 66. That's kind of like his redemption as a person. Because if you remember, this guy went through a lot after that movie. I think people are kinder on the prequels now, but when they first came out,
I wonder who had it worse, him, Jake Lloyd, or the original Star Wars kid with the lightsaber, like where it's just him. I don't know if you've ever seen that viral clip.
Oh yeah,
The early days of the internet where the kid's just spinning the lightsaber in his zone.
Jake, Clay in the chat says Jake because he was a kid, but Ahmed was a man of color in this country. So like, I think they both just had it really rough.
Kind of weirdly being forced to do kind of a racial stereotype role.
Yeah. So I wouldn't even want to compare, but yeah, but I'm glad that, first of all, I'm glad that people are because they kind of like, I guess now that generation grew up and we all grew up with the prequels, because I love the prequels. It's kind of found a second life, and I'm glad that he gets to come back and do stuff like this. It has really fun implications for the larger, like, if you watch Rebels, the animated show, there's a really fun Easter egg here for that. And it's crazy. It's really fun, and it puts Jar Jar in a more competent role as to like, why would he be a senator, and how did he stay a senator for so long? So
is it just like does it break the fourth wall and it's like, how does that happen, America? How does that happen? Like, where they're just like, how do you leave somebody incompetent and as your senators for so long, and they just keep staring back out at the page?
I would 1000% rather have Jar Jar as my senator. So
that's a good question. Would you rather have Jar Jar Binks as your senator or your current senator? Let us know in the comments.
10 Jar Jars. Yeah, it was great. It was great. All right, what else you got, Jeff?
I have the final issue of the Amazing Spider-Man Torn. Speaking of Spider-Man runs, this one's by J. Michael Straczynski, and I don't know, another, I'm sure, who's the artist on this? Pere Perez. Again, a very good artist, but who's just kind of like falls in the middle of all the Marvel art. It's a great one-off Spider-Man story.
Yeah.
If it's, if this is what One More Day is like, it's not, maybe it won't be too bad, but it's just like, I don't know if it's necessarily must read. I don't even know if you need to go pick up the trade. You will enjoy it if you read it, but I don't know if it's a must read kind of thing, but it's entertaining. Spider-Man saves the world.
I do want to read it, because I did like the first issue. I also think it's really funny that we just finished up a little Michael Straczynski story, and now we're gonna get a new Dan Slott story, because that was also the order of operations back then. So
we're just going through them all again.
That's right. All right, next, Mark Spector Moon Knight #1. This is the really cool Hell's Kitchen variant. I don't know what that means. Does that mean they're just making everyone look like the Daredevil? Who knows?
It means whoever drew the cover had to draw it in Hell's Kitchen. Like, they had to go to New York and just draw it there.
Then that restaurant, there's an actual restaurant there called Hell's Kitchen too. I ate it once. It's actually really good. Jed MacKay, the Malia Pramakik. This book explores Moon Knight's biggest weakness, a corporate job.
That's all our biggest weakness.
Mark Spector is stuck. Yeah, Mark Spector's stuck in a middle management corporate job, and it sucks. And it's really funny, and it's really cool. Why?
Did you ever read Wanted? The Mark Millar, way back in the day. Mark Millar's
I've
Wanted.
seen the film. Is it not exactly?
It starts off. Yeah, does it give you that vibe?
Yeah. So he's actually in the mailroom,
Okay.
So and then you get to see like what's going on. It's also kind of oh, what was that Jim Carrey movie where he's like in a TV show and only he knows? I mean,
Oh,
only he doesn't know.
Life of Jim. I don't. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. My
Yeah,
brain.
Ted something. Truman
Yeah.
Show. Thank
Truman Show. Thanks.
I love that we have Clay in the chat. So
Thanks,
that
Clay.
for the stuff that we can't remember, he's filling in the gaps. It's got a little bit of Truman Show, but like through a Marvel lens. It's an
Okay.
interesting premise, and you don't need to have read the previous series to get in. You could just jump on here, which was my fear because I didn't finish. Well, I haven't finished Fist of Khonshu. So,
But now is he getting, because Mark Spector died? Like is this like a Moon Knight stuff where like one of the personalities died, but the actual physical body of
did Mark
main
Spector
person.
die? I wasn't.
I thought he died in like
Bloodhunt?
a couple of like something, and didn't he get replaced by somebody else as Moon
Oh, I
Knight
don't
or
know.
something?
That's interesting.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't. Maybe he came back since that Fist of Khonshu. I don't know.
Yeah.
Once Khonshu came back, Moon Knight was all about it again. So once they freed, because in Bloodhunt, they have to free Khonshu from Asgard, because otherwise, Moon Knight will die. He can't keep coming back to
Okay.
life. So interesting.
Clay says he died and was temporarily replaced by the Shroud.
Okay, then maybe once Khonshu was back in the world, he was able to bring him back or something.
Okay.
That'd be interesting. Maybe I should go. I need to finish the Fist of Khonshu. So okay, what else you got, Jeff?
Planet She-Hulk number 4. We get Jack of Hearts back. And I was pleased to see. So Jack of Hearts and She-Hulk were dating in their previous
The Rainbow Rowell
run,
Yeah.
the Rainbow Rowell run. So when Jack of Hearts comes back and attacks She-Hulk, I'm like, what the heck's going on? You find out in this issue. This is the issue that I'm like, okay, I'm in. I was never out of She-Hulk. Like I was never like anti this one. I was just so in love with Rainbow Rowell's run that it's taken me 4 issues to really kind of like adjust to my new reality where She-Hulk is on Scar and everything. And so, I'm really enjoying it now.
Now, I will say it's a little disappointing that we have another artist that's not
Late. Yeah. It's still not Aaron Cooter art.
Aaron Cooter, but I think Emilio Liso does a really good job. Like I'm looking through, I haven't read this one, but just looking through the pages, like it's not the same type of art, but it's the same style.
It's
so I
good
think they
art.
found somebody that matches the vibes.
I've decided with Marvel, I'm not paying attention to who they announce as their artists, at least for right now, because either A, it's going to be somebody who looks like the same house style that I've been complaining about this episode, or B, it's going to be two issues and then an issue off, because we saw it with Jed McKay's X-Men. We've seen it now with the She-Hulk. I feel like I've seen it a couple of times, definitely more than twice, but where it starts off with like the Spider-Man with Ed McGuinness, where he was Dr. Doom gave him the thing, and Ed McGuinness like did 2 issues and then it was somebody else. Yeah. And I feel like Marvel is like, here's this thing, we've got this writer and this artist, and then after 2 issues the artist is gone. So I'm just going to pay attention to the writer from here on out.
Which kind of sucks, because I love following creators, and I don't mind following just writers, but I want to have a little consistency when it comes to the artist. So. And up next, Deadpool's back. Wade Wilson, Deadpool. Benjamin Percy, Jeff Shaw. This was great. We get an Ace Ventura thing here. A lot of Jim Carrey references today. It's Deadpool goes undercover inside of a cow. Just like Ace Ventura went undercover inside of a fake rhino.
That's interesting.
Really
so is it fun? Because I thought this was supposed to be the serious Deadpool book.
Well, you can definitely tell that Wade is a little bit more unhinged than normal. Like almost. I mean, this first issue is called Death Wish. Okay. So yeah, something's wrong with Wade. Wade is he's in the dumps, but in only a way that in a way that only Deadpool can be in the dumps.
Okay.
But by the end of the issue, he gets kind of dragged into this mystery that maybe gives him a little bit of motivation to stick around. He's definitely being a lot more reckless and a lot more. I don't know what happened to his kid. That's the problem. They make a little bit of a reference to it, but they don't go into detail. But I like Benjamin Percy, and I like Jeff Shaw. So, like, yeah, this was I had a good time.
Jeff Shaw will be off that book in two books. And
I'll keep you updated on Jeff Shaw.
Yeah,
Watch.
let's see how long the art lasts. My next book is Transformers number, what is this, 29. Robert Kirkman, Dan Mora. Dan Mora's art in this is crazy. Almost to like
how much time do you think they've given Dan Mora in advance to do all this stuff? Because he's on a book like every week.
Look at this. This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, turn this into a poster. Give me this poster. 100%.
It's so good. So good.
There's a couple of big old splash pages like that in this book.
Yeah.
This book is just. Here it is.
I don't know what's wrong with Megatron, but I'm in. I like it.
He's like a weird vampire or something.
He's got yeah. He's off the rocker.
This is just, don't make this your first Transformer book because you'll have no idea what's going on. But the art in this is awesome. This is just this issue is just one big fight is all it is. And
Kirkman knows how to give you like a last page that you're like, God damn it, I gotta read the next one.
He's really good at that hook. He's really good at that page.
Yeah. That's how he kept the Walking Dead running for 193 issues.
It's right. Yeah. Really good.
All right. Well, speaking of big battles, DCKO number 4.
Oh, here we go.
Contest by Absolute. And I also picked up this foil variant. And my shop had the Harley Quinn versus Mercedes Monet. Speaking of Dan Mora.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Man, what a fun issue. I don't know. I don't know.
There are people that are complaining about this crossover event. I think this is where
complaints. But
well, I do too. This was advertised poorly, I think, because I think the advertising was like, this is a giant competition round, where you thought you were going to get individual heroes facing off with one another. And that did not happen. Not really. It kind of happened in some of the later, but I also think that DC for a long time, their big crossover events had this feeling of like, and this one, it's weird because this one has it too. Like the world is ending, like the earth is turned into apocalypse. Heroes have died, but there's something about this where it just feels like a video game where you're like, because you've already seen people die and then come back to life just for a little bit and then they go off and die again. But everything feels very temporary, even though we know because we've had previews that there are going to be consequences coming out of this book. Where's Superman on the other side of this? We don't know. Aquaman gets a huge power up. So we know that there are going to be consequences coming out of this book, but it still, for whatever reason, doesn't feel as important as any of the Crisis books. And it feels like the death metal books. There's something about it that feels like, it's going to get reset, even though it's going to get reset back then. It just feels, I don't know, less important maybe. I don't know what it is. There's something about it to it. But I think the last couple of weeks, I'm just like, you know what? I'm in on the roller coaster already. Let's just have fun with it. And then it's a fun book. I'm having fun with it. But there is something up to, I think, what people are feeling where it just doesn't feel as important. I don't know why. But it's there.
I mean, yeah, I don't know why people would expect a book whose title is just 4 letters to be the most important book in the world, but it just has all these little cool moments, and I love seeing the Absolute versions fight against the regular versions.
It was fun
And-
watching the two Batmen square off against one another.
Yeah, and like, why is he so much bigger? Holy shit!
Well, I think that's just dark side energy.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing too, is that it's hard to know what the rules are because it's like a fever dream. The whole thing is like a fever dream.
I do love that Joker immediately said, "Fuck this! I'm
on
switching
your side."
sides. I'm
Yeah.
switching sides." Yeah, it's fun. And then once again, it leaves with a really crazy ending, and you're like, and when you think it's over, it's not over. There's a few more pages there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to see where we go from here. The results of the game, the aftermath. It's just been a fun one. Like I didn't expect this to be like a deep character exploration of their psyche or anything like that. I knew what I was getting into when I
Yeah.
signed up
Yeah,
for
yeah,
DCKO. So
It's been fun. I've been entertained with it, and I am
Right.
excited to see how we get to where we think we're going.
Yeah.
In the next issue.
Um,
Is it my
what
turn?
else? Yeah. What else you got?
I've got the final issue of Batman and Robin number 30, by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Fico Ocio. Yeah, Fico Ocio. This was a great series ending, great story, ending to the story, the little story that they were telling. It was just a solid Batman story.
Yeah.
With the Quiet Man, some of the Liam Neeson and the Taken movies trying to take out the ventriloquist and the Penguin, and it all comes to a head in this issue. It's just a great Batman and Robin story.
Nice. Well, the rest of the books I don't have in my hand, but I did read a bunch of things still. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle number 15. This is a big one. It's a big revelation one.
I actually have an issue of it because I'd canceled it in my pool, but my store forgot. So I got it in my pool, and I was just like, well, I'll buy it. I'll
take it.
see what
Okay,
happens.
cool. Yeah, it's great. I think there's maybe one or two more left in this arc, but I like what they're doing. I like Jin Liu Yang is writing something really fun, so I'm on board, and it looks great. Freddie Williams II's art is like it just fits the story, so it looks cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
What else you got, Jeff?
We've got Action Comics. What is this? 1095. This is just a one-off issue. Pete Ross has found out this takes place in the past where Clark is growing up and he's learning to deal with his Superman powers. He's Superboy. But Pete Ross finds out that he's secretly Superboy. And so in this issue, Pete knows Clark is Superman or Superboy. Clark does not know that Pete knows. And so Pete's being all weird about it. And it's just how Pete deals with those emotions and that knowledge. It's a really good one-off story.
So
Mark
this
Waid.
takes place before Pete Ross worked at the IHOP.
Yeah, before Pete Ross. Yeah.
Per Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. All right. This week we also had from Ignition Press, Dennis Hopeless with a new comic book called Just Brutal. I got a full review for it on the channel. It's really fun. It's a really cool story about family. So if you want to check that out, I recommend it. It feels weird not showing it on the thing, but we have a review. And hopefully once I get to go to my other shop, I'll be able to pick it up. All right. What else do you got, Jeff?
I'm down to picks of the weeks.
Okay, I got one more, and then I have a couple more that I'll show you real quick. And then the last one I read was Barbarian Behind Bars. This is what if like Conan got dropped into Times Square, killed the person that he was fighting with, and then got arrested. Like, what happens after that? It's really interesting. Really interesting premise. The book looks great. I'm gonna keep. Mad Cave is doing some really fun stuff. Really gonna be. I think this is gonna be a fun one for the trade. So yeah, go check it out. And then the last two books I picked up that I haven't read yet. The last and final issue of Ultimate X-Men. I can't wait to finish this series. I really loved it. Peach Momoko, love letter to the X-Men, really. And then the last issue of the first arc of Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone, where it looks like we finally get to see Godzilla. So I can't wait to read that as well. Alrighty,
So,
pick of the week time.
pick of the
Jeff.
week.
Where did I put the picks of the week? Okay, go for it.
My pick of the week was the 2026 Absolute Wonder Woman Annual. This is written by Kelly Thompson with art by what's her name? DeLuise? I don't know.
It's the collaborator from that other
Mattia.
book, Mattia de Ulis.
Yes, from the Cole. Is that the other one?
Yeah, I think so.
Artwork is fantastic. Gorgeous artwork.
Gorgon's
big.
artwork.
Gorgon artwork. I'm trying to find this one page. We follow Wonder Woman as she ventures off to try to help out the Medusa.
Yeah, that's the one I knew it was that
Look at
one. I knew you were looking for that page.
The page is great. It's just it just goes a long way to flesh out this version of Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Who will go through anything to help anybody out. As long as this Wonder Woman, like, she sees suffering and she wants to fix it, no matter who is the person, who is whatever the entity that is suffering. And again, it's just a story that proves how clever this Wonder Woman is, how outside the box thinking she is. I just love this book. I love this character.
It also proves how much care goes into this story by Kelly Thompson, because this is something that she's paying off from issue number 5.
Yeah,
like that's where the seed was planted there, and it could have just been left alone. But the fact that I don't know if she had this story the whole time there, but I'm assuming she did. I don't think she's doing anything without thinking like a few steps ahead on this. And yeah, it's really good, really cool story. This version of Diana is like, I don't know, more fearless than anything I've read before, I think, from Wonder Woman, and I just really like that.
Empathetic is really like fearless, and the empathy they're tethered together, which is something that you don't see a lot in like any of the comic characters. So
I think main version of Wonder Woman's also, it has those qualities, but the story is not built around those things all of the time. Where I feel like this one is like, this is the core of who this Diana is, and that's how the story is gonna move forward. So I love that issue too. It was great. If this other book hadn't come out, this probably would have been my pick as well.
And that other book is
Sirens Love Hurts #1. This is by Tini Howard, Babstar, Black Label, so you could just go into it without anything and knowing anything. There's been murders in Gotham, and Diana seeks the help of the Sirens, Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman, to try to figure out what the heck is going on. But also, she's got to plan her wedding to the Green Arrow.
I like a Catwoman Batman making out page.
Yeah. Well, I like that Catwoman's like, I'm seeing two guys. One's Bruce Wayne, one's Batman. Little does she know. Also, in this version of the story, Ivy and Harley are not together. Like, Harley just recently broke up with the Joker, and Ivy just kind of wants to hang out at home and be left alone.
This is my first Sirens book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been making these Sirens book for about a decade now, maybe, off and on.
Yeah, Leah Williams just did a couple the Sirens in the main continuity though.
Okay. Yeah.
Babstar is really good at what she does. Like, incredible stuff.
I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's my first Sirens book, so I knew it was kind of, I think I missed out that it was a Black Label book, but I was too busy looking at the says Mickey cover. Like, I was drawn to other things. I had a lot of fun with it. It's a fun alternate universe kind of thing. I like that Oliver looks like a weird hipster. Kind of just like a hipster bro. I like that they make fun of Black Canary
about her rich boyfriend.
Yeah, her rich boyfriend.
That whole branch is really fun.
Yeah, it's just interchangeable. It's like Sex in the City, but with the DC characters. It's
That's
fun.
how she pitched it. Tini Howard pitched it as Sex and the City meets The Long Halloween, and I think we're gonna
Okay,
get
well, there
to
you go.
that a little bit, because each issue is gonna take place like in a different season of the year. And they kind of
Okay.
gonna go. So yeah, so this book could be more like the springtime or summer,
The fact
maybe.
that it, the fact that
July.
it was pitched as Sex in the City meets The Long Halloween is I
Yeah.
hadn't heard that before right now, and so like now I'm double hooked. So
So this is the summer issue because it's in July. But like, yeah, it's really funny too. Like it's full of like the fun gags, like showing off the ring and even just their interactions, like as they're stealing something and then they kind of run into Black Canary one more time. So yeah, I like it a lot. It's really cool. So
yeah,
I can't
super
wait.
fun.
I can't wait to see how the story pays off. I feel like the villain is not such a mystery to the reader, but their motivations are. Like, I feel like we already saw the villain without their, the whatever, without their mask, without their costume, but we don't know what they want. We don't know exactly why they're doing what they're doing, why they're killing women in Gotham. So
Yeah, we need to figure it out.
cool. Well, there you have it. That's all the books that we had read. Let us know your favorites in the comments. And now we're going to take a look at our pull list. So let me pull up Jeff's pull list. You can follow us on League of Comic Geeks to see what we are pulling. I also post a lot of my reviews on there. If you want just a short blurb. And then here's Jeff's pull. Is this your pull list? This is my pull list. This is your pull list. They look very similar.
Big week. Yeah,
Big week.
Yeah. Huge week this week. We've got Absolute Batman, World's Finest, Captain America.
Mhm.
There is this the Dungeons of
Dungeons
Doom? Yeah,
of
Dungeons of Doom. That first issue was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
And-
Here's another Vertigo book, End of Life.
Slight,
sounds
slight spoiler. I like this one more than the Bleeding Hearts one.
Oh, okay, cool.
I did get a chance to read it because I'm working on a review for it. So
It's like a hitman goes back to a small town or something.
Yeah.
I remember something like that.
a hitman messes up and he has to go back to his small town where he grew up with his estranged father to try to stay alive. So
Yeah. It sounds like a cool concept. The new Exquisite Corpses, Fantastic Four. What does that say?
the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre.
I just added this one earlier this week because of the title. It's sort of like Cocaine Bear, except it's Cocaine Hippopotamus. Or a bunch of hippos get hooked on cocaine and go crazy. I don't know how you go. Like that sounds like an amazing comic to me.
I'm gonna
G.I.
check
Joe.
if we have that because I don't. It's from Mad Cave. We might have that. I want to read it too. Yeah.
The new G.I. Joe. There's a new Jeff, the Land Shark with Daredevil. I really like those books. I don't know. It's a big week. I may not pick that one up. The Soot Stained Heart #3. I never saw issue #2. I know my comic shop is still trying to get one in, so maybe we'll get a 2 in with a 3. Hannah Rose May is we just talked about with the she co-wrote The Guy in the Chair, is writing this Smile like spinoff from the Smile movies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that is. I really like she's also written the Exorcism at 1300, the White House ghost movie and or ghost comic, and so she's really making a name for herself with horror stuff. So that's pretty cool. Ultimate Spider-Man, the new Phantom of the Opera book, which I'm a little concerned about. It might be Dracula 2.0. That Dracula by James Tinian and the same artist, I can't remember his name, was good. The artwork is good, but it was just kind of there as a story.
No, my friend. I think it's gonna be all right.
But I don't know much about. I mean, I've seen the musical, The Phantom of the Opera. I've seen the stage show, and I've seen the movies. So, but it's not like somebody I'm super familiar with. Wolverine. This is part of the Armageddon event that Marvel is upcoming. This is the Wolverine part. Chip Zdarsky, some kind of super soldier Canadian X thing that's happening.
Yeah.
And the second half of the Leah Williams Wonder Woman story, the newest issue of Wonder Woman.
Stephanie Williams.
Or Stephanie Williams, sorry. Stephanie Williams. I knew it was a Williams.
Yes. Cool. I think my full list is very similar to yours. We got the Batman, which first we're getting into it. We're getting into the Poison Ivy for the Absolute Universe, so that's gonna be fun.
Yes.
World's Finest. I think this is a new arc now, right?
Yeah,
because I think
so.
the Lex Joker crossover is done. Metal is doing a work in print edition, so I'll probably pick that up just because I really like Greg Capullo's art. Deluge #4. This is the book from Ignition Press. Dungeons of Doom, End of Life. Stay tuned for that. We'll do a review for it as well. Exquisite Corpses #10. Fantastic Four, G.I. Joe. Generation X-23. Jody Hauser is writing this, so I'm very excited. I like Jody a lot. Nightwing. Smile for the Camera. I will say, you don't need to have watched the movies, but I recommend you at least watch the first movie so you know like how the smile thing kind of works. This is a prequel comic because it takes place in the early 2000s where the movies take place in the 2020s. So yeah, just keep that in mind going into it. Godzilla, Starship Godzilla. I think this is the last issue of TMNT Battle Nexus. So yeah, I'll finally be able to catch up on that. Shredder #5, Terminator #5, the trade paperback for the Tin Can Society.
Yes, good
one
stuff.
Of Jeff's favorite of 2025, maybe? Did I remember that correctly?
Yeah.
The last issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. Universal. I'm really excited about Phantom of the Opera. There's also another book from Image called White Sky that I'll probably be checking out. And double Wolverine week for me. So Wolverine 16 and then Weapons of Armageddon and then Wonder Woman. So yeah, pretty good stuff for next week. Very, very exciting. All right.
Nice.
Well, let us know what your comic, your most, I don't know how to say this. What is your most anticipated comic? Thank you. Words just flew right out of my mouth. Cool. Well, Jeff, you got anything else, or you got to get back to slushies?
I gotta get back to slushies.
To slushing. I don't know what the sport was called.
Skeleton as you go down. Yeah, it's
thank you.
Let's see what's going on. Well, the NBA All-Star game is today as well, so I'll probably watch a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, U.S. versus the world.
U.S. versus the world.
In a world where the U.S. has a basketball team and a bunch of people from all over the world also play in the same league. Well, there you have it. Once again, reminder to go check out our talk with a comic creator, Josh Trujillo, and go check out his books. I really want to read that Aquaman Yo-Ho, Hold Onto Your Hook, because it looked really fun.
When he was explaining because it's a digital comic, and he's explaining that they play with the formats.
Yeah.
Where because if you're on a phone, they do their panels downward, so you can scroll on the phone, which I think sounds super cool. Writing a story for something like that sounds awesome.
Yeah, like a webtoon.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, there you have it. We'll see you guys on the next one. We have I think next Saturday we're gonna do what we had planned for this Saturday before we decided to take a break. Just put together a really fun show. No, we'll see. I guess you'll be the judge of that. I thought it was fun.
I need to. Clay is still in the thing. Clay and I had initially. We'll talk about. We could probably talk about this off camera. Actually, Clay and I initially had planned a sporting thing for next Saturday, but I'm still working on a format for that as well.
Okay.
Because I want to but I might have something for that later on this week. So Clay, if you're still listening, I might have something for that later on this week too.
Yep. And if you have President's Day off, congratulations. Have a nice extra day off. I do. I know not all places do. It's weird.
I don't.
You don't? That's crazy because
No.
I feel like our industries are very similar.
Yeah, I work in the banking industry. Like the banks that I do business with, they're not open, but I'll still be there.
Feels like the banking industry would be like one of the big ones that'd be like, yeah, we're taking President's Day off. Well, sorry, Jeff. Have fun at work tomorrow while I'm just
I'm
hanging
hoping
out
it's a
with
slow
you.
day while the rest of our stuff is, well, like half of our
Yeah.
departments are shut down.
Probably like banks are probably closed. I think tomorrow is an actual bank holiday, so I don't know.
Yeah, it is. So
I don't know what to tell you, brother. Sorry, man. I don't know why this feels like a weird one. We didn't have MLK Day off, but we have President's Day off. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know, man.
well, you
just take
work
it-
for the
yeah.
French, so
No, that's true. I work for.
They have to- they
that's
have
even
to-
like. It should be. I wish I got their holidays. They have so many holidays.
they really
Um,
do. If you ever look, here's what's fun is that you go through and look at what the other countries celebrate, like what they
Yeah.
are official holidays off, and they're like double of what we get in America.
mhm.
It's pretty crazy.
And they get to take a long lunch break. That's
Yeah.
what happens when
They
you
get
work at La
healthcare.
Madeleine like I do. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hill Bebo.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right. Bye-bye.
Get out of here, you weirdo.